We begin at 5 with the latest on the 416 fire burning north of Durango, now the 5th largest wildfire in Colorado history. Chopper 4 flew over this fire this afternoon. You can see thick smoke filling the air. This is a massive fire and hundreds of evacuations remain in place. Tonight we have team coverage on the ground in southern Colorado. Let's begin with our Kasia Gregorczyk, who has the latest developments. Good evening, Kasia.
Good evening, Steve. We are here outside the Animas Valley Elementary School. This is the command post for the 416 fire. We are about 10 miles away from the main part of Durango, downtown Durango. Right now, conditions are not looking too good. I'm going to step out of the way so you can take a closer look at where the fire is burning. Earlier, we were even able to see actual flames sparking up right now. Just a lot of thick smoke. Officials even warning about the health conditions because of all that smoke for the surrounding areas. And as you mentioned, we have Chopper 4 live flying over the fire right now, so let's get to that video so we can see the latest. At the last update, the fire had grown to more than 22,000 acres and it is only about 10% contained. The effort to keep the 416 fire from reaching homes is also very large. More than 800 firefighters are here working hard to protect the hundreds of structures threatened by this blaze, and the threat is still very real. Just last night, firefighters say the fire pushed into areas with structures. Now, thankfully, the firefighters were able to prevent any of them from being damaged or destroyed, and no firefighters were hurt. Now, this 416 fire is also affecting local businesses. Our Erica Zucco is here live with us. She talked to some of those business owners today. And Erica, what are they saying?
Well, Kasia, obviously tourism is big business here in the Durango area, and a lot of business owners are worried that people are going to see the video of those flames, of the big plumes of smoke, and that's going to keep them away. And if you take a look behind me, you can see in the sky there, like Kasia mentioned, that thick smoke. They say that you are going to see that in Durango throughout the morning. You can even see some flames up there now. But by midday, the smoke clears up a little bit, and they're hoping that people will realize they are still open for business. Summer recreation activities like rafting, for example, the restaurants in town, mountain biking is still a possibility. Here's what one business owner had to say.
They're walking Main Street, they're on the river, they're biking. It tends to be, the smoke's a little worse in the morning and way better right now, and you can tell it's a blue sky day. And I think that, you know, if I was to look at it, yeah, I would have concerns, but I wouldn't cancel my trip at all.
And so business owners say they've weathered fires before. They plan to weather this one again, and they hope that people who have future trips planned won't cancel those. And Kasia, a lot of them have homes in this area. They say that they're so thankful to firefighters for keeping them safe overnight, and they're just really hopeful for the future.
All right, Erica, thank you so much. And crews are also working to contain the Zucco fire. That is burning just about 13 miles west of the 416 fire. Now, the Rocky Mountain Type 1 incident team is now managing both the Zucco fire and this 416 fire. The Zucco fire has burned around 1,000 acres so far, and more than 120 firefighters are directly working on this fire. They do hope to have it contained by Sunday, and we will continue to follow all the conditions on the ground here in southern Colorado with live reports throughout the evening. We'll be back live at 5:14, so keep it right here on KOB and KOB.com for the very latest. Hundreds of people are watching the 416 fire tonight and worrying. Overnight, it has grown to more than 22,000 acres and conditions are dry. So dry, in fact, that crews are closing the San Juan National Forest to the public starting tomorrow. Our Chopper 4 is flying live over the 416 fire right now, and as you can see, flames are visible at times. Meanwhile, more than 800 firefighters are working hard to keep the growing wildfire from reaching homes and other structures. We have been following the firefighters' effort both on the ground, in the air. Our Meg Hilling caught up with some of those crews at the airport today, and Meg, Meg, what did they have to say?
Absolutely. Currently, there's a handful of air tankers and 8 helicopters working to fight this fire. And while you may not be able to see them because of the smoke, you definitely heard them thundering overhead. Now, what many people don't know about these helicopters is that they're actually able to carry just as much fire retardant as air tankers. Now, that's about 3,000 gallons worth. And unlike the air tankers, because of their size, they're actually able to drop more water and fire retardant depending on what's needed, because they don't need to land to reload.
With some helicopters at this size and the rate of water we can put out with our turnaround rate, I mean, this actually has a huge dramatic impact on the fire. We can get to a lot of spots the ground crews can't.
Because of the smoke, a lot of these helicopters are unable to take off first thing in the morning just because of the visibility. And that's been very frustrating for a lot of the officials because they want to get out there and fight this fire.
All right, Meg, absolutely. Speaking of that smoke, the 416 fire and the Budo fire, burning just about 13 miles west of here, have been pumping a lot of that smoke into the air, and big smoke plumes, smoky video, all that is having a big impact on the air quality here. This morning, Colorado health officials issued an air quality health advisory for southwestern and south central Colorado. Health officials are encouraging people to limit activity outdoors when the smoke is moderate to thick, as it is right now. And our coverage of this 416 fire and Budo fire, as well as other fires burning in the region, will continue throughout the evening. So tune in to KOB Eyewitness News 4 at 6 o'clock. For more live reports on the conditions here. And a fire this size really means pulling out all the stops when it comes to equipment, state-of-the-art helicopters, some being used for the very first time in this firefight. Our Meg Hilling joining me live now. Actually got a sneak peek at one of those helicopters. Meg, what can you tell us?
That's right, Kasia. Earlier today, I got a sneak peek at a brand new Chinook helicopter that's being deployed for the first time. Now, part of what makes this helicopter so unique is the internal fire retardant tank that's built inside. Now, this tank carries up to 3,000 gallons of fire retardant or water, depending on what's needed, and because of its size, it can actually move a lot more easily about a fire than an air tanker.
Actually, this can really help contain or completely put out sections of fire, saving houses or, various wilderness areas, things like that.
I have an ESS after her live tag that
Helicopters working to put out this fire. Now, the only issue they could run into is visibility due to the smoke.
All right, Meg, thank you. The 416 fire is affecting residents in many different ways. The Postal Service sent out this tweet today asking residents not to come to the post office unless they are looking for medication, checks, or supplies. They say they are holding mail for more than 2,100 homes. Residents can use the USPS in-form delivery service to check incoming mail. More details on our 4 links page. And residents are not the only ones getting hit hard by this fire. Local businesses are really feeling it too. That is where our Erica Zucco comes in. You talked to some local business owners today, Erica. How are they feeling in all of this?
Well, Kasia, they say that they've gotten through fires before and they plan to get through this one too. But they say that they want to make sure that people know they're still open for business. They say that the images that you may be seeing might look terrible, but in town, they say that the smoke clears up by mid-morning to afternoon, and summer recreation, restaurants, and stores are still all open.
We've seen this before. I think last year we had a small fire up on Parents Peak, which is very close to town. But again, it doesn't really seem to affect what we do here in town. It's something that's on the outskirts and we're aware of.
And essentially every